Okay, I don't know if you can see me yet. It looks like I came into the same event, so let's see if this works. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. So they're not even live now. Now I'm live. Okay, now I'm back. Let me share it. And then, you know what, guys? If it happens again before I get done with this live, I'm going to have to figure it out. I really want you to see this class. So, because I don't know. It looks like I'm hooked up to all devices. I've got the other camera, which doesn't have hardly anything on it. I'm not sure if it's my internet, what it is, but for some reason I'm lagging, I'm behind, you can't hardly see me, but we're gonna go with it, and then if I have to do it again, I will. But after I'm off here, I'm going to do some searching and figuring out why. I know another demonstrator friend of mine was in the middle of her live the other night, and Facebook kicked her completely off. Yeah, if you're coming on, this is day one of summer school. I already was freezing and got disconnected, and I don't know why, because I switched out devices. Anyway, so if you are here, say hi. If you want in for the daily giveaway, I'm giving away these, the pressed flower motifs. You have to comment giveaway in the comments in order to be in for that. And then we're going to try to get through these projects before this goes crazy again. Let me straighten this out. Okay. I'm going to go get my paper trimmer to trim this down. Okay, so if I freeze up again, we're going to redo this later once I get it all figured out. I'm going to trim this down a little bit. And then we are going to add this right to the card front. Yeah, I keep freezing, Pat. Today's, so there is like the beginning video on down further, so I showed the beginning of this. I actually have a device that has nothing on it that I'm streaming from. No pictures, no nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's my internet, what it is, but I'm going to figure it out today because I'm tired of it. Okay, so what I did is I stamped the little, we're using the Jars of Joy, which is the companion jar, the companion set to the jar bundle, to the Sweet Jar bundle. That's an online exclusive. So I stamped the pool party background with the little snowflakes in white. Then I stamped them in pool party on the arch. I trimmed the arch down. I'm gonna add this to the card front. And I will be live every morning this week at 10, except Wednesday. I will be live earlier, like 8:39, because I have to take my daughter to the doctor. Okay, so I'm going to use this stamp set for the greeting. The greeting I used is one of the banners from the Stylish Shapes. Yeah, I heard that. Another demonstrator that I'm friends with told me that She streams in the evening, and that Facebook completely cut her live out. She had to, I mean, if they were on YouTube, they could watch it, but they couldn't see her live on Facebook. So I have no idea. But I'm going to figure out if I can figure it out. Anyway, so this is a long greeting, but I want to make it into 2 short greetings. So there is a gap here. I'll pull this in here so you can see. There's a gap here, which you could cut that apart if you wanted to. But I'm just going to ink it up. The first part, sending a jar. So I'm going to stamp that at the top. I'm using real red ink. And then I'm going to make sure I clean this. Okay, Joyce. And then I'm going to dry it off on my shirt. Then I'm going to ink up Full of Cheer. And I'm going to clean this off here. And then I'm going to stamp the Full of Cheer right below that. And there you go. Okay. So we are going to pop this up. But it's getting very frustrating. All this freezing and lag time and all that. So, okay, I'm going to pop this up right here. And now we're going to do the jar. So let's bring in a piece of paper here, and we have the jar. I'm going to stamp that in Secret C. I'm going to stamp our snowman in Secret C. I'm going to use real red for the scarf, and this is really cool. So this is cut, this stamp, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I turn it this way. There's like an opening there. That's for the snowman's face. So you won't get the red on his face. It's not a solid one. So we're going to stamp, to figure this out, by the way. And we're going to stamp this scarf. Well, let me try that again. There we go. So can you see that? Although it should, let's do that again. Because I know I can do it. Okay. Now we're going to stamp our snowman. Okay, now we're going to add his scarf. So this first line is the red in his hat. Then his face is cut out for his face. And then the scarf. So let me line that up. There we go. I told you I could do it. So there you go. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to color in his nose with Timid Tiger. And then I'm going to punch it out. I'm going to make sure I watch over here on Facebook, make sure everything's fine. Okay. Then let's get a piece of silver. And I'm just going to punch out a lid to the jar. We're going to put dimensionals on these. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone in this problem, but it really stinks though. That, well, that they're controlling everything, which if they want us to be social media, then they should let it go, right? Stream. I know they're only letting videos up for a month now, so this will only be up until August. You wish the jar was bigger. We did have some bigger jars before, but yeah. Okay, so there we go. I think we had a mason jar stamp before. This is not a mason jar. This is like a candy jar. But yeah. So we're going to pop that up there. I do have the bow done somewhere. Here we go. Bring in some glue dots. Add the bow. So if you're first popping on, this is my Christmas in July class. I will be sending registration out and posting the link. I thought shortly after this, but I have something else I got to do. So early this afternoon, so you can register for this class. This is a companion class to the jar class. You get 8 projects, 4 designs, 2 of each. half a pack of the Nesta Winter DSP, a pack of the peppermints, and a roll of the red and white baker's twine. But yes, I'm using the Nesta Winter DSP, but the flip side, we're not using any birds. Okay, that's the first one. Let's bring in the second one. Okay, and if you're popping on and you want in for the giveaway, you have to comment giveaway. Here is our second one. Okay, so the base of this is 5.5 by 8.5. So we're going to fold that in half, basic weight. I already embossed this for time's sake. So this is embossed in white, sending a jar full of cheer. Hi, Sheila. And then I'm going to stamp the ornaments across the bottom as straight as I can get them. No, it doesn't really matter if they're straight or not. I mean, it just depends on you if you want them straight or not. So we're just going to do the ornaments across there. And then I have a strip of this DSP here. I'm going to add right here. Got to cut that down a tad bit. So this is my Christmas in July class. And I'm going to trim this down. There we go. Oh, that's not very even. I always have trouble seeing even, guys. I don't know. Let me move this up just a tad bit. There we go. There we go. All right, we're going to add some of this baker's twine. We're going to add a little adhesive to seal those ends, and then a few more to add it to a layer of Pool Party. And then we're going to add it to the card. Yeah, so if you're watching the replay or if you're popping on now, in order to get in for the daily giveaway, you need to comment giveaway. And then the more you watch, or if you come on and watch a replay or you watch it live all week, that means the more you share, the more you comment, the more you watch, the more chances you get to be entered into the grand prize. And I did announce last week on Wednesday the giveaway for Freebie Friday for June was, hi Marilyn, how are you? Was Linda Harrell. Okay, let me clean this stamp off and let's stamp it in Memento, the jar. But yeah, so I will be posting the link for this, for this class shortly after I'm done here. I have another call I have to do, and then I can do that. So there's our ornaments. We're going to punch. Punch, punch, punch. And then I'm going to punch out a lid from my silver. You will get some silver paper as well with the kit, so you can punch out your lids. Or if you have another jar set you can use this as well. Okay. Dimensionals for these. I am lagging a little bit, I think. Yes, the Pool Party and red are great together. Okay. And let's add our jar. Let's add our lid. Yes, Marilyn, I hope you're doing well. Okay, and then we're going to add glue dots to this. A string of glue dots everywhere. My goal this afternoon is to get caught up on some work because I'm going solo here because Hannah's, I have some help because Hannah's can't drive. And then clean my office. My office needs a good cleaning. Okay, so peppermint. So you'll get a whole pack of the peppermints. Our coveted peppermints are available, at least for now. So, you know, before it gets to the holiday season, you might want to stock up if you like these peppermints. But you will get a pack with the class when you order your class. Okay, there we go. So there's card number 2. Okay, card number 3 coming up. Here is card number 3. Okay, so the base of this one is basic white. Yeah, if you want in for the giveaway, you need to say giveaway 5.5 by 8.5. I think you do need that punch. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so this next layer is real red, and then I did a layer of white, and I ran that through the Forever Plaid folder. The Forever Plaid. This was last year, in the last year's holiday catalog, and it's still available. So we're going to layer those together. And then I'm going to layer a piece of the DSP, which I thought looked like snow. And there's the birds, but we're going to use this piece. Right here. And then I'm going to add that to the card. Okay, I have a stitch circle that I've cut out shapes, and we're going to get the greeting in here that says, "Wishing you the sweetest Christmas." And we're going to stamp another jar. So we're going to do that in Memento. And I'm going to do pecan pie for our gingerbread guys. Now this one is sort of like a 2-step. Okay, so we're going to ink up the gingerbread and pecan pie. And there is like some outlines, or you can do the center and fill him in red. So we're going to do that. So this one is like a 2-step. So you want to stamp right over top, sort of like that snowman stamp, which I think is really cool because they're doing some. I mean, I just got to get it lined up right here. There's his face. Wait a minute. There. We're going to go with it. Hopefully it'll work. It did the first time I did it, so. I was way off. Let me try again. It's hard to see. I might have to stand to do it, to look over it a little bit. Okay. Way off. Maybe this is the way it needs to go. I think we got it. Let me do my gingerbread and pecan. I got it now. Yep. There we go. So there you see where it's all filled in. I think that's a cool concept. Okay, we're gonna punch that out. Then I'm going to punch another lid out. I'm going to rip that off there so it doesn't get caught in my punch. A lot of times when your punch isn't working, it's because you have some paper caught in it. Okay, we're going to put dimensionals on the back of these. And I have a mess here, so where's my dimensionals at? Right here they are. Okay, we're going to put our gingerbread guy up the top. Get some tiny dimensionals for the lid. We're going to pop this up right here. Tuck that under there a little bit. We're going to do a bow. Make sure I'm on everywhere so that everybody's seeing me. I'm not freezing. You might be right. I think it is Facebook. Maybe there's just too much traffic. I don't know what the deal. Okay. But I know from my end, like I checked it all out. I checked our internet speed. I switched to another phone that didn't have hardly anything on. One of my older phone, the one that I got before I got this new one. Now I have, because I do digital marketing, I have a lot of stuff on my phone from that. So I thought that was kind of lagging it down. So I deleted a bunch of stuff. And then I thought, well, I'll just use this other phone. And that has nothing on it. So that shouldn't have been the reason. Okay, now I need my peppermints. We're gonna scatter peppermints on this card here. I'm glad I hardly ever I didn't have a chance to play with these peppermints much last year because they went out of stock so quickly. So I'm glad we're getting to do them with this class. There we go. So one more. Okay, this is our last one. My peppermint slid off here. There we go. So here's our last one. So the base of this one is white, basic white. I did run the piece of Real Red through the mini corrugated folder, and I'm going to use the Birch DSP from the Nesta Winter DSP. And this card could very easily be a Christmas card or a winter card as well. Okay, so we layered that, and then I'm going to layer that onto the card front. Yes, I love these peppermint embellishments. Okay. I have a stitch circle cut out of the Secret Sky. Then I'm going to pop that up next. I'm going to bring in the white and we're going to stamp our snowman again. This time I'm going to do the jar with Secret Sky. I'm going to stamp our snowman. We're going to stamp his scarf. Perfect. Color in his nose. I'm going to punch him out. Pop him up. I'm going to, if I can find the silver, do another lid. Right here it is. I'm going to pop that up. I have these strips that we always save, and I'm going to use the other greeting from this set that says, "May your heart be filled with joy." And I'm going to stamp that on the strip. I'm going to cut it at an angle, and I'm going to pop that up. Of course, we got to add a bow in our peppermint, so we're going to add a bow. Good morning, Laura. If you want in for the daily giveaway, you need to comment giveaway in the comments to be entered. Okay, we're going to add this. There to the jar. And let's add some peppermints. And there we go. All right, ladies, this is all the cards for my Christmas in July class. This will be open for most of the week. So I'm going to send you the link. Email, if you're on my email list, you'll get the link. If not, make sure you join my email list. I'll put the link to that as well. And then also join my email list. And then also I will be posting the link on here as well. I will be on every morning. Thanks for bearing with me. I have no idea what the technical difficulties was, but there's actually two parts this video, and I'm still lagging. Like on my one screen, I'm like a couple seconds ahead of what Facebook is showing. So I have no idea. But anyway, these are the cards. You get 2 of each, 4 designs, 2 of each, 8 cards in your card kit. You get a half a pack of the DSP, you get a pack of the peppermint gems, and a roll of the red and white baker's twine, and a PDF. Plus, you can always come back and watch this video for 30 days, and it is always on YouTube. YouTube does not delete my videos. So, all right, guys. Hi, Sandy. Welcome. Yes. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you commented giveaway. You can always go back and watch the replay. This is a card kit I'm offering. I do offer card kits periodically all month long. This is my Christmas in July. So yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with some more projects from the new online exclusives. All right. Have a great Monday. I'll see you.